So I built a 9 AI agent AI content team using Openclaw. And this is how it works. You just have to send a single message in Telegram, and then you have 9 specialized AI agents orchestrating behind the scenes. And at the end of it all, you get finished content for 5 different platforms. So let's get into it. This is the high level architecture of what we are building. So we'd have 2 specialized teams. So the first team would basically be led by Iris. I named the chief of staff for that team Iris, and under Iris there would be 3 different teams, agents working for Iris, right? The first agent would be Spark. Spark would basically capture ideas instantly. It would tag them. It would never lose any of them. Prism would be responsible for scoring and prioritizing those ideas that come through. And then Sketch would be responsible for like developing raw ideas into full content briefs, right? So you can message Iris at any time, whenever you have a thought with a link, with a screenshot. And what she's gonna do is she's gonna capture it, and when you're ready, should hand you like ranked develop ideas, because she's gonna basically send the request to all these agents working beneath her. Now, let's talk about the second agent team I have here, right? So basically, once Iris's team is done, it's going to hand over the data or the information it had to Chief. Okay, so Chief would basically Chief has about 5 agents also working underneath him, and one agent is also responsible for doing research. Another agent called Jack is responsible for writing punchy first drafts in your voice, and there's also Vera, who is responsible for editing. There's Rio, who creates like LinkedIn, Twitter, video, email versions. Sam, who is responsible for building your hosting schedule and checklist. So this is how it would work, basically. So you have an idea in your brain. Basically, you message Iris. When Iris is done, she's gonna send it over to the team 2 led by Chief, and you'd have your published content ready. So you would basically have, at the end of this, or basically going to have 2 Telegram bots. We're going to have 2 teams, but then we're going to have 9 specialized agents all running self-hosted on our own AWS server. If you haven't watched my previous video where I did a setup on AWS, I recommend you watch that video as well. I already did create the first team led by Chief. The team that has 5 agents working underneath it. I already did create that on Telegram. So I'm just going to be creating the second team, and honestly, it's the same step I took to create the first team, right? So let's get started. I'm going to come into Telegram, and I'm going to start with configuring the second team, which is led by Iris. Okay, so let's create the Iris bots. In order to do so, you need to message the bots further. So we are going to start with messaging the bots further. And in here, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to type in this message in the bots further. I'm going to say at new bots, and I'm going to enter, and it's going to ask me, okay, how are we going to call it? So I'm going to give it a name of, let's say, Iris idea catcher. So I'm going to come in here and give it a name of Iris. Okay, so that now it's asking for like the name of the bot itself. Know that the bot should usually end in the name of bot. So I'm just saying your Iris bot. And in here it's already taken. So I'm just gonna say Iris bot. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna give it another name. Let's say Iris idea bots. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that worked. Okay, so we do have the access token here ready. So this access token here is secret. You don't need to share it with anybody. Okay, so the reason why you need the access token is because it's sort of like you think of it like API key. So that's how you be able to communicate with your bots. Okay, so you need to keep it secret for sure. All right, so still in bots further, this is what we are gonna do, right? We want to set a description for our bot. What's the bot does? So I'm gonna come in here and set a description, and it's gonna ask me to choose the bot I want to set a description for. So I'm just gonna say I want to set a description for this bot here. Okay, so this is a description we are gonna give our bot. So I'm gonna give the bot, I'm just gonna say you are an idea catcher and send me thoughts, links, screenshots. I'll organize everything. Okay, so the description has been updated. Now we are going to set the about for this exact bot. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change the about for Iris bot again. So let's come in here. I'm going to copy this entire thing and I'll put it here. And then I'm just going to say, in terms of the about, I'm going to say capture this, and we should be good. And then now, if you want, you can also set some commands for your bot. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to set a command for my bot, and I'm going to use this exact command. So it's asking me choose a bot to change a command. So I'm going to go with these exact commands. So I'm going to use this one here. Okay, this is fine. So we have bots ready. So if I come into my list of bots here and I say Iris idea bots, it should come up. So this is the Iris idea bot. So if I come into the Iris idea bot, it's saying that send me thoughts, links, screenshots, and I'll organize everything. If I click on start, and then I do the slash command here, you can see that it's giving us the a number of commands it has in there. So that's super cool, right? Right now it's not going to do anything because I haven't like configured it to do much, right? So that's fine. So we have our commands set up and everything. So that's good. So like I mentioned, I already do have like Openclaw set up on my AWS server. So if you don't already have like Openclaw set up, my recommendation is to watch my previous video. I'm gonna link it in this tutorial so that you can go watch it, because that is that basically goes into detail like how I set it up and how I got everything to run. Now I'm gonna go into my where I have Openclaw set up, and I'm gonna create directories for all the new bots I'm going to add, right? All the new agents I'm adding. So from the initial architecture I showed, I'm having like Iris, who is the leader of the agent team, and then I have Spark, Prism, and Sketch, right? So they are the ones I'm going to have in here. Going to come in here and I'm going to create folders for them, right? So now that I've created folders for them, what I want to do is I want to also create soul.md file for them. So soul.md files are Openclaw's way of defining agents. If you go into GitHub, there are a number of repos that have soul.md files. This is just one repo, but there are multiple repos around that have soul.md files. And this is basically like a personality you give. They are basically all configuration files. And these are basically where all the magic happens, because you're able to get the personality for your agent, and then in that case, Cloud Code or Openclaw can just ingest the data and build your AI soul. So that's basically what a soul.md file does. So since we've already created a folder for where our agents are gonna live, the next step for us is to sort of create the soul.md file for each of our agents. Okay, so let's do that. If you want to get access to the soul.md file for this exact bot I'm creating, you can join my school community, and I'm basically going to drop the steps and the soul.md file in there as well. Okay, so let's start creating the soul.md file for each of our agents. Okay, let's start with Iris, who is really the orchestrator herself. Now we want to wire everything together. So I already do have like an existing Openclaw configuration file. I'm going to make that edit because that configuration file only contains just one bot token. But now since I have two bots, I'm going to basically edit this to have two bot tokens in here. Okay, so we have our config file then. So right now we have both bots configured. So it's time to test it. Here's the moment of truth. So I'm gonna drag my Telegram account in here. So from what I had mentioned earlier, this is the Iris bot, and this bot is really our idea catcher. And so you just have to paste your thoughts and everything, and then it's going to generate the ideas for you. And then once it's done, it's going to hand over to the Anna bot here, which is basically responsible for doing other things. So let's come in here and let's just test this out. So I'm just gonna say maybe this is a simple thought I have in mind right now. So I'm gonna basically paste this in here and let's see how the erase bots behaves here. Remember that this erase bot sort of has 3 agents working underneath it. So let's see the response we get. So the thought I put in there, and you can actually see that it responded, it acknowledged the idea I gave. It's even expanded it based on her own insights. And it also identified the content angle and offered to send it to the content team. So it said wants me to have the team build a script around this angle. Could be a banger. So basically I'm like, yes, send to the team. And let's see what the team comes out with. Okay, so it's saying on it, starting with Maya to research. So Maya is doing the research for us now. This is amazing. I see a lot of use cases for it. Obviously, this seems like it's still new. It's sort of still new. So obviously I'm sure there's a lot of security risk and everything with this, but I see a lot of potential here. If this is really developed and it becomes mainstream, I think it's quite expensive to run, to be honest. I'll just say I purchased credits. Like, I know if you are probably getting, let's say, a freelancer to do this, maybe it's gonna be a lot more expensive, but I think that it's still not cheap. I still think there's a long way to go when it comes to this technology. There's a lot of things that need to happen. It has to be easy to set up, it has to be cheap or affordable to make this a lot more valuable, right? So yeah, so you see it's already mentioning the other bots in the other team, right? It's already mentioning the other bots in the other team. So I'm gonna say yes. What I was expecting to see though, and I'll be honest here, I was expecting to see, knowing that Jack, Vera, Real, and Sam live within the Anna bot here. I was expecting to see that they were gonna switch windows to like the different bots in here. But it looks everything is happening within this spot here, which is fine. I mean, I'm not mad at it or anything, but I was expecting that form of um communication happening across multiple bots in Telegram, right? So that was my expectation, but it's still following the architecture that I had initially. And yes, in February I'm also hosting a 3-day end-to-end automation lab, 6 hours in total. So if you're looking to start with your AI automation journey inside end-to-end, that this is your time to shape something real. So this is gonna be guided live training session. So the goal of the session is that by the end of the entire session, you should at least have version 1 of your AI automation, and from there you should be able to scale and start building AI automations on your own, right? As part of joining this live session, you'd also have access to my 3 to 4 hour end automation course. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave the link to that in the description box so that you can check it out. Another thing I want to talk about in my next videos has to do with like open use cases. Use cases you can sort of like have when using like Openclaw, like top 3 use cases at least. Because I'm after doing this, I'm seeing a lot of value, except that I think that maybe the technology is quite early. There's a lot of improvements that need to go into this. But yeah, overall, I think it's definitely slabs. I think that there's a lot of value in here. And all this data, everything you see here is being stored on our server. Remember in the beginning, we created like a workspace where all the data would be. So all this information is being stored in those directories, right? So for instance, if I come into this workspace here, see that I have like the files generated for us. This has been a really long tutorial, guys. So I'm gonna drop the video and the steps in my school community. I understand that this is very sophisticated, so I'm gonna drop the steps in my school community. Mostly I'm gonna drop the soul.md file in my school community so that you can also have access to it and try it out. Let me know in the comment section below if you think you would do something like this, if it's useful or it's just hype. Okay, so these files are here now. You can see that the output is here. It's giving me the exact script my AI agent answered 4 clients, emails in my voice. It's giving me everything I need to see in the scripts, right? And everything has been stored on my server, right? So I can go in there and I can look at it. So this is cool. But honestly, like given the effort it took me to set this up, I think once you set it up, of course, like you can use it over and over again. All right, so that is it for today's tutorial. You can see that we have 12 scripts, 12 edited scripts, 12 publishing plans, and 5 short scripts, 3 Twitter threads, and an Instagram carousel for my entire month of content. So yeah, this is good, guys. The agent is done, or all my AI agents are done. So yeah, that is it for today's tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share, all the good stuff. But yeah, I have a lot of tutorials on this channel. I'm gonna leave them on the screen so that you can check them out as well. But thank you for watching and see you in the next one.